I can't even think of a game that failed harder than No Man's Sky. Like, I'm racking my brain, and like, I'm involved with the early access scene. I'm involved with like survival games, and I see games fail all the time where the development just stops or the IP gets sold or whatever the case is. But No Man's Sky failed on such a grand mass level that I feel like it's the biggest flop of all time when it comes to games. We can talk about E.T., but that's so long ago. I'm talking like from the NES forward, No Man's Sky, I believe, dropped and hit the hardest. And honestly, it may be bad to a lot of people that the game fell off like that, but I feel like based on the comments that I've seen under a lot of my videos moving forward past No Man's Sky, it really opened people's eyes to the fact that this is a business. We don't need to trust these developers because they are in it for the money, right? Obviously, we can have faith that the developers are going to create good games, but I feel like the hype train for games has dropped. And that, to me, is a good thing because that creates more logical thinking consumers. I have people questioning everything. And their reason for questioning it is, I don't want to have another No Man's Sky on my hands. Like, it's like No Man's Sky has like replaced the term failure in people's comments. And it's so fantastic to see because now we have people who are thinking about what they're purchasing and questioning everything. And that's what we need because for so long we have watched people just, oh yeah, I'll buy DLC, I'll buy season passes, I'll buy this, and we let this industry run rampant, and it got to a state where we can just eat whatever the developers give us because the casual market is what's driving it forward, and they don't give a shit until everybody got burned by No Man's Sky. And it's unfortunate for Hello Games. I'll say that. I love seeing how the consumers are reacting to products now. But for No Man's Sky, I get that our industry has to move forward and we have to innovate and we have to try new things. I get it. But unfortunately, people are going to look at No Man's Sky and see that trying new things is a risk, and marketing and trying to hype your game could potentially backfire. Unfortunately, No Man's Sky was a product of so many different things, including that marketing and including Sean Murray himself. Sean Murray, in my opinion, killed No Man's Sky because he was so very vague and Peter Molyneux-like that when everybody asked him questions, he, yes, maybe, well, sometimes, he was so vague with his answers, and he never set people's perspective in check. And that's the main issue. So I hope people understand that moving forward, especially developers. I would like to say that this was a humbling experience for Sean Murray and the Hello Games studio and all the guys on the team there. But I really feel like they've gone off the deep end. And I'm going to talk about this Twitter hack that went on with Hello Games, and I'm going to talk about Sean Murray's responses to it. So if you guys haven't been caught up, Hello Games, the Twitter account at Hello Games, tweeted the other day, No Man's Sky was a mistake, which threw the internet into a complete frenzy. I know the subreddit No Man's Sky, the game, has been just going crazy trying to get a response from these guys, and then this tweet goes out and people lose their collective mind. But the story just keeps getting weirder and weirder because you have Polygon then reporting that Sean Murray took credit for the tweet. He says that they haven't been coping well in an email to Polygon when they reached out to see what the hell was going on. He says, the tweet is from me, but somebody from the team took it down. We have not been coping well. That was a statement from Sean Murray's personal email. And then you have Mashable getting the same response, but at the bottom of the email, it's signed by Sean Murray. So it's kind of hard to then go into the next update where Sean Murray tweets out that the server was hacked, and he's saying that the hack was due to not having two-factor authentication for LinkedIn. And it's weird because the whole time the @HelloGames Twitter hasn't said anything. They deleted the initial tweet, and now everything and all the information is coming from Sean Murray himself, his email, and his Twitter. So you keep going, and Sean Murray then tweets to @HelloGames, which is the studio that like he owns, and he says, "Are you still hacked and stuff?" And like when you see that, Sean Murray essentially tweeting himself or his own company, "Hey, are you still hacked and stuff?" It opens the door for so many questions. Is this just a PR stunt to just say, "Hey, we got hacked," when in reality they do feel that No Man's Sky was a mistake, and he's saying it just to back up the fact that they got hacked? It's really confusing. Another theory I have is, if Sean Murray is asking that, has he had any contact with the studio in some time? Because if he's tweeting at them, "Are you still hacked and stuff?" you'd think he would be at the studio. Like he would know, right? Or is he away from the studio? Like, there's so many questions. And then after that, the Hello Games Twitter then responds to Sean Murray's Twitter saying 100% not hacked anymore. Obviously, those emails and that tweet were fake. Back to work. And what you guys got to remember is this is the first time that they have said anything since September. And like, they haven't really said much since launch. The game dropped and literally dropped off the map. The game lost 90% of its player base in the first 2 weeks, which is colossal drop off. You always see games drop off. The launch numbers are usually the highest, and then it kind of evens out. The people that aren't really liking the game go away, and then you have the core fan base. It dropped 90%, which I think is the fastest drop in player base that I've ever seen. So yeah, they're not coping well, and I feel like this wasn't a hack at all. What I really feel happened was the subreddit had just posted the other day asking for a response. They put I remember reading it. They put a really detailed message on their subreddit and stickied it to the top, basically begging Sean Murray and No Man's Sky and Hello Games to say something. Like, to address them, because they have been supporting that game for so long. They've been defending it through all of the hate that it was getting. And they said in the post, I remember the biggest part that stuck out to me was they said, "There's a lot of people that hate your game, but there's a lot of people here that really love your game. And you're doing a disservice to everybody who loves your game by not saying anything at all." And that was just like, you're right. Like, I look at it from a cynical point of view. They're not saying anything because their game fucking sucked. But there are people out there that do like it, and that's what I claim through all of my videos. There's going to be a core niche fan base that is going to love this game. And they're ignoring them too. So then they put out a tweet that says No Man's Sky was a mistake. I feel like we're seeing a breakdown from either Sean Murray or somebody at Hello Games. There was no hack. You don't tweet your own company and ask if they're still hacked and stuff. You just don't. Especially after not really even releasing anything. You haven't said anything since, I believe, August 24th, Sean Murray? Something like that. And you haven't said anything since. And then you respond to this. There's something going on. I feel like Hello Games and Sean Murray are having a breakdown. I feel like they realize now that they're in real deep with the community and they're never getting out of it. And like, on one hand, if it is like a mental breakdown, like you were literally not coping with the negativity, I can get that. When I had my Ghost Recon videos go off and get numbers, the hate I got was immense. Like, to the point where I like turned off email notifications. Like, I didn't want to read them anymore. And like, to see them fail to that magnitude, I couldn't even imagine the hate that you're getting. But at the same time, I got to remember, you did lie multiple times. In multiple interviews, you let on so many people. Is the hate justified? I think to a point, yes. I think the death threats and shit, I think people take it a little bit too seriously. Like, the dude doesn't need to be threatened with his life being taken away, you know. But like, I feel that customers should definitely tell you that they're pissed off and they're displeased with your lying and that you're a scumbag. I think you can deal with a couple 100,000 people calling you a scumbag, because at the end of the day, you guys made millions, right? That's the trade-off here. You guys made out like bank robbers with this. And I don't know if we're ever going to see a Hello Games game again. I honestly hope not. Or if so, Sean Murray really needs to address what the fuck happened with No Man's Sky, and he needs to be honest and tell people that he was in way over his head, or whatever the case is. If it wasn't about that, and if you were just lying, you need to come clean with it, because nobody is going to trust your studio. You guys fucked yourselves. My name is Big Fry. Shout out to the Fry Nation. I want to know what you guys think of the whole Hello Games Twitter hack situation. Let me know if you guys think it was a hack. I personally don't. I think they're just having trouble coping with the negativity. Thank you guys for watching. Shout out to the Fry Nation, and I'll see you on the next one.